Oh, excuse me. I was twittering right now. Well, what can we talk about? Well, I'd like to talk about the Academy of Country Music. That's right, the 44th Annual Academy of Country Music Awards was held this past Sunday night. And let me tell you, boy, was it a shindig in a barn. All the country people came together along with Jamie Foxx, and they all gathered around in what had to be an exciting night for them. It opened up with Brooks and Dunn, Taylor Swift, Carrie Underwood, Sugarland. I think the Rascal Flatts were there, and they all sang some type of country song, and George Strait Junkie, and it was all in honor of George Strait, who the following night was going to be honored for Artist of the Decade. But on this night, he'd be robbed. But we'll get to that later on. Jamie Foxx actually introduced George Strait. Yeah, Jamie Foxx, that guy that used to be on, in Living Color and stuff, who's now done Ray and done a lot of movies and stuff. He's a dream girl. Yeah, and the girls do dream about him, and some of the guys do too. And that, my friend, is okay by me. But it started off the show with a bang. Heidi Newfield used to be part of Trick Pony, went out there, and she sang the song Johnny and June to Johnny Cash and June Cleaver from Leave It to Beaver, that was great. June Lockhart, I think is what her name really was. And what happened was she was singing and stuff, and then there was like a ring of fire bursted out and burned her to a crisp. No, I'm kidding. It was a spray-on tan, but still, yet the fire did come out of this from the floor and stuff, and it burned down. And of course the country people came up with marshmallows and stuff, and they had themselves a good old time. They actually brought trash and burned it too, which I guess would have been alright. George Strait performed Troubadour from his new album Troubadour, and that was really awesome. I really love George Strait and stuff, but he was robbed, and we'll get to that later on. David Copperfield, because the show was done at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. David Copperfield was there. Yeah, that's right. What the heck is going on up there? The heck are you doing? Get down. Get down. Seriously, you're going to break your collarbone again. Because he likes to climb around and do things, and he thinks he's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. And I keep telling him, no, you're not. No, you're not. Oh, give him his meds. Ritalin. Give him the Ritalin. He don't have ADHD, but we give it to him anyhow, because that's how we roll. But David Copperfield was there in his cowboy hat and stuff, and he brought down this cage, and I thought a bird was in it, and then it kept coming down. I thought, oh, I saw these big things floating around. I thought Dolly Parton was in it, and then it was Taylor Swift. She came out of nowhere. He was like, ta-da, abracadabra, and then I was like, why can't you make her go away? And later on, you're going to figure out why I really wanted her to go away. But still yet, he made Taylor Swift, and I just look back at a time when I met Taylor Swift at the MGM Grand when she opened up for George Strait, and I digress. But I was able to look down at her cleavage, hug her, I held her. We had a moment. I had a moment. She had a moment where she called the security over, and I was escorted out. Only kidding. They escorted me back to my seat. But still yet, she was also given the Crystal Milestone Award for outselling other country artists and bringing young people to country music and stuff. I think they made up the award really quickly and just handed it to her because they, she's Taylor Swift and she's loved. Then there was Keith Urban performed with 3 out of his 5 sponsors in this band for all the different drug, alcohol, and the sex. I think he's sex addicted. I'm not too sure. Married Nicole Kidman, there's no wonder. Leanne Womack performed Just to Me. We had a moment, me and her. She was, directed, and her eyes were... She didn't move. I thought it was actually one of those wax models of her. But we had a moment. We looked at each other. The Humanitarian Award went to Leanne Rimes, and stuff, and everyone was excited. We all wondered, who was she going to bring as her date? Her husband or her many boyfriends and stuff. And she came alone. She played it safe. And really... You need to play it safe in a situation like that. I'm glad she played it safe. I played it safe too, and I watched the awards show alone. We'll cry about that later together. Carrie Underwood performed I Told You So, which was an old Randy Travis song. She sang it on American Idol, and then she sang it tonight. And she sang it in this huge dress that was from Gone with the Wind. And what was funny was, if you would have watched the awards show, you would have noticed that they had like two or three stages up front that rotated and stuff, these little things, and she got caught in it, and it caught her dress, and it spun her around, and she's no longer with us. But what a career she had. I'm kidding. She didn't die. She just disappeared because David Copperfield was going out and making everyone disappear and stuff, but not Taylor Swift. He made her appear and stuff. But it's someone he should have made disappear. Hannah Montana sang, and she didn't sing Best of Both Worlds. She sang some song that she climbed up some staircase and stuff, and then she came down, and she had like she had this weird looking curtain oh no, wait, that was Carol Burnett. That was I gotta be careful. I was watching a lot of shows that night. That was a Carol Burnett show. I'm sorry. Oh, we should blog about that. Anyhow, then Trace Adkins also performed, and he performed with a military choir and then a soldier who had been wounded and lost his legs. It was a very touching moment. But then, also I was really conclimped over Carrie Underwood being attacked by the stage in her dress. Her dress was really huge. She had half a Cambodia under there. That's a lot. And now we could go over how the awards actually went. And I wrote them down because I thought this is going to be a good night. Song of the Year went to Jamie Johnson for In Color, and then he performed it in black and white, which I thought was kind of ironic. The vocal group was Rascal Flatts again, and by all this time we're like, okay, enough of you. Best New Artist was Julie Ann Hough. Now she was with Dancing with the Stars. She's opening for George Strait up this summer. That's way to go. And I think she danced a little bit. She danced with anyone who was a celebrity. Male vocalist was Brad Paisley, who was waiting for his 10th child with that girl from According to Jim. Female vocalist, of course, was Carrie Underwood. Even Michael Buckley was all excited about that one. Hey, keep your panties on and stuff. Single of the Year went to Trace Adkins. You're Gonna Miss This, and we did. We were like, what song is that? Even he was like, I don't think this was a song. Entertainer of the Year went to Carrie Underwood. That was voted by you, the fans. You guys got that one right. And then Album of the Year, could have went to Carrie Underwood's Carnival. Could have went to George Strait's Troubadour, two of the best albums selling last year. But instead it went to Taylor Swift and Fearless, which, I'm sorry, immediately I wrote that George Strait got robbed. I blogged about it. I twittered with my blackjack. I said, listen, blackjack red. I twittered the hell. I was all pissed off and angry. I threw this down, which is why it is broke. It is broke, and I blame not Faith Hill. Faith Hill stormed off. She was even angry. She was all like, Taylor Swift, and then she ran off the stage, and they were like, oh my God, and stuff. But seriously, something needs to be done. George Strait got robbed. I mean, he finally won a Grammy over that one, but I digress, because all of you people out there love Taylor Swift, and I love Taylor Swift. Remember, I hugged her, looked down her cleavage, almost got thrown into jail.